About 1.5 weeks ago, we closed out our first swing trade of 2026, literally making a full-time income. My name is Phil. I've been swing trading for over 6 years, literally sharing my entire journey live. And over the course of the next couple of minutes, I will break down the swing trade, which we took a couple of months ago, which we closed out just 1.5 weeks ago, and which made us a full-time income within a very short period of time. So without wasting any time, let's immediately take a look at the chart, because this is essentially what makes us money. Now, before we do any technical analysis, before we even consider taking a swing trade here, it's first of all important we take a look at the symbol, ticker symbol PepsiCo, listed on the Nasdaq. Second, we actually take a look here at the logarithmic view. If you're not taking a look at the logarithmic view, it's no wonder that you're not profitable. Logarithmic chart is the way to go. And last but not least, you can see it before I even drew the first line on the chart, we have to zoom out so that we can see a lot of history. In this case, you can see that this chart is showing from all the way back in 1987. So for roughly 40 years, we are able to see the history of PepsiCo. After we then perfectly set up our chart, it's time to start with a simple 3-step process, which we actually utilize in order to enter a trade. First of all, you have to determine the trend of the underlying asset, because we only want to take trades within the underlying trend. This already increases the probabilities of us actually making money. Here, you don't have to overcomplicate it. On PepsiCo, you can see that starting all the way back in 1987, this stock has perfectly been creating higher highs and higher lows. You can see that over the course of the past 40 years, there was no combination of lower lows and lower highs, meaning that this uptrend was literally not broken ever since. And you can see that with this simple creation of higher highs and higher lows, we determine that the trend is towards the upside, and therefore we only want to take long positions in order to capitalize on the continuation towards the upside. You can see that we always saw major moves towards the upside on PepsiCo, which last a lot longer compared to corrections. So you're already making a lot more money by just trying to actually capitalize on long positions on this stock, and therefore we have to identify the underlying trend. Step number 1, to be honest, is also the easiest step. Trend is identified, the trend is a simple uptrend, and therefore we can already take a look here at structure. In fact, let me go ahead and remove everything so we can start on a naked chart. The only thing which we are looking at is support, and the other only thing which we are looking at is literally resistance. So we're just looking for clear reversal zones on the chart where the market over and over again reverses. Just to give you a little bit of context what we're actually looking for. For example, you can see that already all the way back in 1994, PepsiCo broke above a major previous horizontal resistance at this $16 level, which obviously after the break towards the upside was turned support, meaning that back then PepsiCo was creating this simple bullish break and retest. Also here, keep in mind, we're looking at the monthly time frame, so those setups take some time to play out, but you can see, for example, that over the course of the next couple of months, PepsiCo more than doubled. If you played it with options or any type of leverage, this would have literally been a 5 to 10x, and if you're taking a 5 to 10x profitable trade just within a couple of months, that's definitely a setup which you should take every single day and twice on Sunday. Continuing with the structure identification, you can see that then, for example, all the way back in 1996 until the year of 2000, PepsiCo over and over again retested a major horizontal support. We always saw beautiful rejection away towards the upside. So also here, you just wait for the market to come to support, you wait for proper entry signals, and then you can capitalize on this continuation towards the upside. We literally had another textbook break and retest all the way back in 2009. Here you can see previous all-time high at this $50 level. After the break towards the upside was turned support. Therefore, you can see we are witnessing this very decent bullish break and retest. And you can see it's the same stuff over and over again. I'm not zooming in on the monthly time frame because I always want to see the underlying picture. We are trying to capitalize on major moves, not getting caught up in all of this short-term volatility which we have in the meantime, just waiting for clear structure and then taking a swing trade. Now, what did we actually look for in the recent past in order to then enter our swing trade? Here you can see that starting all the way back in 1995, so for 30 years, PepsiCo has been respecting a major lower green support trend line. You can see that literally always when PepsiCo came back to retest this trend line, we saw bullish confirmation on the smaller time frame, followed by a major rejection away towards the upside. Therefore, back in 2025, when PepsiCo came back to retest this support trend line, I just placed an alert at the trend line. I shared this with Academy traders saying, okay, this might look like an interesting opportunity. What gave us even more confirmation is the simple fact that if we duplicate this trend line, you can see that for the past 30 years, PepsiCo has actually been trading in this rising channel formation. And here, with this resistance trend line, always when PepsiCo came back to retest this resistance trend line, we saw a rejection lower. So there was simply a very high chance that with the trend pointing towards the upside, structure actually pointing towards the upside, that we will overall see a decent rejection away towards the upside. After PepsiCo then actually first retested this trend line in May of 2025. And here we can literally just go back to the replay mode and now zoom in a little bit. You can see that after PepsiCo retested this trend line, it also retested a major horizontal support. Meaning that actually all the way back in mid-2025, we had a retest of a confluence of support, the trend line plus the horizontal support, which already back in 2019 and 2021 has been acting as a key structure. It was quite likely that we will see a rejection away towards the upside. Just looking at the monthly time frame, you can then see that overall PepsiCo kind of created a decent rejection away towards the upside. It actually took some time for this trade to get going. Yes, you can see that here on the monthly time frame, we're also seeing quite a lot of back and forth, but, and this is where you have to pay attention to, already back in May of 2025, we literally saw the first bullish confirmation on the smaller time frame, literally telling us that PepsiCo is now ready for a clear reversal. And you can also see that on the monthly time frame. We had so many bullish candles inside of this structure, rejection wick, rejection wick, rejection wick. Couple months later, you can see just last month another very bullish rejection wick. And then ultimately, you can see that during January and actually the first half of February, all of a sudden, PepsiCo rallied an incredible 20%. I shared it with Academy traders, advising everyone to actually look for options. Here you can see something which I just do every single day live inside the free Swing Trading Academy, first link in the description. But here I shared it with Academy traders and I personally said, I'm playing this with options. This actually means that this 20% move was played with leverage, and with options, it's very likely that you're actually having sometimes a 3x, sometimes a 4x, and sometimes even a 5x on one specific setup. Especially on PepsiCo, options are pretty cheap, and therefore I was personally able to cash out a 5x with those options. Obviously, we had a lot of Academy traders actually following this, and over the course of a couple of months, you can see we were able to more than double our money just within one single swing trade. Now, obviously, last but not least, it's very important that you also have clear exit criteria why we actually decided to close out PepsiCo right here. Also, if we just break it down to the bare minimum, you can see that PepsiCo is now sitting at a major previous support, which after the break towards the downside is now turned resistance. So we might actually see another retest of the support trend line, which, by the way, could be another decent swing trading setup. Overall, the path of least resistance is clearly higher. Therefore, it would also be perfectly fine if you just close out partials. But PepsiCo has just been a very simple swing trade. We entered, we waited a little bit, which is always the hardest part, and then we were able to more than double our money just within a couple of months. After you saw me break down this very simple swing trade on PepsiCo, I can just say that swing trading itself is not difficult. You need clear rules, when to enter, when to exit, and which vehicle you use on every single swing trade in order to actually maximize your profit. And then, even if you have just a very small swing trading account, obviously the more money the better, but even with just a very small swing trading account, if you double your money every once in a while with an options trade, and then eventually you're building up your capital. It's just a matter of time until you can also make literally a full-time income just with one swing trade. If you want to see me do this live every single day, just click the first thing in the description, 100% for free, the Swing Trading Academy, where every single day I give you a full market breakdown, literally sharing what we're also looking at with Academy traders, the setups, and a complete breakdown so that you can go ahead and start building long-term wealth with swing trading, start building up your swing trading account, and therefore it's really just a matter of time until you can achieve the same results. With that being said, click the first thing in the description. I'll see you inside the free Swing Trading Academy. There you can literally ask me all questions regarding PepsiCo. I'll also see you next week. Don't get caught up in all of the short-term volatility, and always remember to keep your long-term vision.